Dave Ridley here, reporting in for RidleyReport.com, this edition of which is brought to you by Debbie Ullman over at AmazonHerb.net/AmazonAlive. I know that's a mouthful, so just head to my video description and click on her link. Now, this is a general update on New Hampshire Liberty News for February 22nd, 2008. Dennis Goddard over at the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance is reporting a state legislative committee has voted no on a resolution calling for the impeachment of President Bush. He says the vote was 10-5. However, the vote is merely a recommendation and the full House could still vote yes. If that happens, the bill would go to the state Senate and the governor. Government watchdogs in Manchester are reporting the defeat of a controversial sex offender ordinance. I don't know very many details about the ordinance, but it would apparently have affected some very innocuous offenders, forcing them to stay 1,000 feet away from schools, etc. For example, if I understand correctly, a young man, say 17 years old, convicted of sleeping with a 15-year-old girlfriend, could have been banned from 5 or 10% of the city. There is just such a man in Henniker who cops have promised to charge with sexual assault for consensual activity with his 15-year-old girlfriend. 2-year age gap only, and they're going to try to make him a sex offender. The word sex offender conjures up images of terrible people, and some sex offenses are exactly that. But how many of us, when we were 17, had 15-year-old girlfriends? How many of us would have done exactly the same thing given the opportunity? And is such a thing sufficiently wrong to warrant the intervention of clumsy, harmful government? For the Christians out there, would Jesus ever treat a 17-year-old this way? I know there are probably 1,000 towns in America wallowing under the blind destruction of ordinances like this, but for now, Manchester won't be one of them. In other Free State news, this from the Portsmouth Herald: a New Hampshire seacoast landlord who made the mistake of renting to the Hillary Clinton campaign has finally received his rent. Now that is news. After Clintonistas trashed his office space, that's not news. And ignored 30 days of requests for an overdue rent check, also not news. Rochester resident Terry Bennett says after he told his story to the Portsmouth Herald, it only took 3 days for the Queen of Mean to provide his money. He says he's donating all of it to her chief rival, Barack Living Document Obama. See the video description for more details and sources on today's story. This is Dave Ridley, about to sign off for RidleyReport.com, but before I do, remember those tireless Ron Paul activists who came to New Hampshire for Operation Live Free or Die? Well, one of them is Debbie Ullman of Florida. Not only did Debbie fight hard for your freedom this January, she's now a sponsor of your favorite show, The Ridley Report. Debbie invites you to sample the exotic natural herbs of the Amazon Power Shake, Pure Camu, and lots of other things that I want to eat but can't pronounce. The natives of the Amazon need trading partners for sustainable commerce. Head to the video description for this clip and click on Debbie's link to learn more about the importance of the Amazon and the benefits of Amazon herbs. AmazonHerb.net/AmazonAlive. This is Dave Ridley, signing off for RidleyReport.com. This February 22nd, 2008.